Tonight, the latest from Quadville,
I don't know what else to say. It's shocking.
where a minor now stands charged in the vicious assault of a young girl that police once thought might have been the result of an animal attack. Why police plan to meet with residents this weekend. Building up in Gatineau. 45 stories and $1 million view.
Made publicly that the 24th floor tower would become 45.
Why this proposed development across from the Canadian Museum of History has residents expressing their own views. And she's won just about every country award there is this past year. Tonight, Lainey Wilson will open up Bluesfest as festival goers line up for their first taste of 9 nights of music. We are live from the Breton Flats. Good evening. We begin tonight with a shocking turn of events in Quadville. Residents in the small hamlet in the Ottawa Valley reeling after a 17-year-old boy was charged with attempted murder and sexual assault with a weapon in connection with an attack on an 8-year-old girl last month. The small community about 2 hours west of Ottawa has been shrouded in mystery since that attack, and now we finally know more about the unsettling incident. CTV's Katie Griffin is in Quadville with the latest. Katie.
Patricia, there is a lot of shock here in the community today. It is a place where everyone knows everyone involved, and many say that makes this even harder. In Quadville, there is disbelief.
Devastated, heartbroken. I don't know what else to say. It's shocking. I'm numb.
A 17-year-old boy who can't be identified because of his age, charged with attempted murder and sexual assault with a weapon on a person under 16 in connection with an attack on an 8-year-old girl last month.
A lot of community members are, how can this happen in our community? And how do we understand that we can move forward and make it better for our community?
The girl was reported missing the night of June 23rd. She was found critically injured in a forested area hours later. Some say it was a miracle she was alive. Police initially suspected the girl's injuries could have been caused by an animal and asked parents to keep kids inside. But investigators didn't rule out human involvement. They say samples taken from the victim's wounds recently revealed no traces of animal DNA.
Investigators can't pigeonhole or just totally tunnel vision an investigation. They have to look at all other aspects. So the investigation continued in many ways. One of them resulted in this 17-year-old being arrested this week and charged.
The 8-year-old girl remains in hospital. People here who have been able to go and visit her say she is recovering and even smiled at them. The community rallying around her.
She will bounce back very well. And will she forget? No. But she is a very strong girl. Very strong.
A lot of residents have expressed frustration with police and they wanted to know more information sooner. Ontario Provincial Police say they recognize there are a lot of questions and concerns from community members. They will be hosting a town hall on Saturday. Patricia?
CTV's Katie Griffin in Quadville for us tonight. You can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the charges laid in connection with that attack in Quadville. Well, breaking news tonight, a motorcycle rider has died after a crash in the city's rural West End. It happened on Huntley Road between Mansfield and Brownlee Roads around 4:30 this afternoon. An SUV and motorcycle collided. An Orange Air ambulance was dispatched to the area. Bystanders and paramedics also tried to save the man, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. No one else was injured. There are road closures in place, and police are asking people to avoid the area. Still ahead, have you ever thought about what it would take to keep a moose alive? It's not easy. This one abandoned by its mom, believed to be blind. What an animal shelter is doing to give the moose a chance. That story coming up. And taking a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam, it is a warm evening, 27 degrees out there right now for the start of Bluesfest. As we get a first check on the weather forecast, that's where Jackie is for us tonight. Looks busy already ahead of the first performances, Jackie.
That's right, Patricia. Rosewood is on the stage right now, and the gates opened just a little after 5 o'clock. Lots of people making their way in. I'm very distracted by how beautiful everyone's dressed up in their country getup, and you mentioned it, the sun is shining here down at LeBreton Flats, and it's going to continue to shine for the rest of this evening. Yes, so Environment Canada did call for some scattered showers and a risk of thunderstorm for today. Parts of the region may have seen these pop-up showers, but so far, at least here in downtown, there is no rain in sight. Instead, we have been battling the humidity. Now, next 24 hours, or no watches and warnings in place right now. There is still a severe thunderstorm watch in place for Wakefield as well as Maniwaki, but we are keeping a close eye if this changes for downtown Ottawa and for much of eastern Ontario. For the next 24 hours, we are looking at temperatures sitting still pretty warm at 23 with the humidity feeling closer to 30, but into tonight, for tomorrow and into Saturday, we are expecting some sunshine, really great conditions to kick off Bluesfest this weekend. Those details in just a bit. Patricia.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Well, there is a proposal to build up, way up, in Gatineau. A developer is hoping to build 2 high-rise towers in the heart of Hull, but some residents are pushing back against the plan, which they say could alter the character of the neighborhood. The towers, one 30 stories, the other 45, would be built on Laurier Street across from the Canadian Museum of History. CTV's Kimberly Fowler is back from Gatineau, joins us live in studio with more on this. Kimberly.
Well, Patricia, most residents we spoke to today aren't opposed to new buildings going up in the area. They're actually all for it. But the latest proposal from the Bluesfest group now includes 2 high-rise towers, one that's 15 stories higher than what was originally approved. And that's got some locals wondering what else the developer plans on changing.
I have no problem with growth.
For years, Marie McDonald has heard the various proposals from developers to build up this strip of land on Laurier Street in Gatineau.
There's always more traffic, less parking than people parking in illegal areas.
Original plans approved by the city included a 17, 25, and 30-story tower.
That's been going on for 2 to 3 years now, this discussion, and it was always a question of an ensemble of 24 and 30 floor tower.
Now the latest plans from the Bluesfest group will see 2 high-rise towers.
So we want to turn this big parking lot into a community, into a housing community with a mixed-use project.
With one of them to soar at 45 stories.
The main reason is because by giving more space on the ground, we have to reallocate that density elsewhere. As of now, in the zoning plan, we could build up to 800 units, and we want to keep it roughly around there.
The latest plan has been met with some backlash from the community.
By pure surprise, they made publicly that known that the 24-floor tower would become 45, which far exceeds what's the norm.
The site is really quite an important one. It's right across the street from the Museum of History, so it's a project we got to get right.
Bluesfest says they see the potential to build more and bring in more business to the surrounding areas.
What we've been trying to do is to work with the community to put a public space, bring the presbytery more value, and to create a touristic attraction with the project.
I would like to see a development that is supported by the community that will really stand out so that people can say, hey, I'm proud of that building.
Well, currently Gatineau only allows buildings of 30 stories or less in the city centre. Now, Councillor Moran says there are ways of asking for an exemption, which of course would be open to public scrutiny. And at Tuesday's committee meeting, Gatineau Mayor Maude Marquise Bissonnette says she's open to the possibility of a referendum, over the 2 proposed high-rise towers. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, CTV News has learned that a nurse working in the Pembroke Regional Hospital's emergency department is on leave after being violently assaulted by a patient last month. The attack raising safety concerns from employees at the hospital. CTV's Dylan Dyson reports.
Staff at the Pembroke Regional Hospital are on edge after a nurse was attacked by a patient.
One of our members, a registered nurse at Pembroke, was assaulted at the nurses' station and lost consciousness.
It happened June 20th in the hospital's emergency department. The Ontario Nurses Association says a complaint has been filed with the Ministry of Labour.
This nurse has pressed charges with the support of the hospital with respect to this assault. And I fully support that as well.
In a statement, the Pembroke Regional Hospital says, "We want to express how sorry we are that this event took place. From the outset, our thoughts were with our injured staff member, as well as all staff and physicians who were both affected and impacted by this event." A source who works at the hospital tells CTV News staff have raised concerns that they are not safe on the job. The source at the hospital says they have sat in meetings with hospital management where multiple safety concerns have been raised, including the need for locks on the door of the ER's mental health room, key fob access to the emergency department, and 24/7 on-site security. The source says in May they witnessed a patient with a knife stabbing a stretcher repeatedly in the ER mental health room, which does not have a lock on the door.
Nurses and healthcare professionals are assaulted with weapons, fists, words, spat on, kicked every single day in every emergency department in this province.
The hospital says it is addressing staff concerns, writing in a statement, "A great deal of work has been done to improve safety and security throughout our facility and specifically in our emergency department." Advocates say more funding is needed at hospitals for increased security.
They should have security 24/7 in the hospital, not just the emergency department. There should be controlled access so nurses aren't assaulted.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News, Pembroke.
A 70-year-old Eastern Ontario man is facing charges after an investigation into allegations of sexual assault involving a child. OPP say the investigation began yesterday. The suspect from the township of Beckwith in Lanark County has been charged with sexual assault on a person under 16 years old and sexual interference. OPP say he will not be identified to protect the identity of the victim. Ottawa police are asking for help identifying a man who allegedly distributed white supremacist materials last month. Police say hate messages were left in several driveways in Osgood Village around 7 p.m. on June 2nd. Police say the materials targeted the Jewish community. The suspect was riding a bicycle and wearing a dark T-shirt, dark shoes, and a dark cap at the time. We're getting a look tonight at just how long Ottawa residents are having to wait in emergency rooms, and things are trending in the wrong direction. 3 local hospitals have some of the longest ER wait times in the province. CTV's Stephen Keys joins us now with the details on this, Steph.
Patricia, this may come as no surprise to families who have had to lean on local hospitals recently, but for those who haven't, here are the new numbers being released. CHEO and the Queensway Carleton Hospital were tied for the 3rd longest wait time in Ontario in May at 3.6 hours. The wait time at the Ottawa Hospital Civic Campus was only slightly shorter, 3.5 hours for the month of May. The wait time at the Montfort was 2.6 hours, and at the General, 2.1. In May, the provincial average was 2 hours. Now, if you're hearing this and thinking to yourself, wait a second, I've gone to the ER and waited much, much longer, we understand that to be true in many cases. But to be clear, these wait times and the provincial average are referring to how long it takes to get a first assessment by a doctor. It is not necessarily the total amount of time you could be in ER. The time at the emergency can balloon if you wait nearly 4 hours to see the doctor, and then that doctor needs to send you for x-rays and blood work, and then you wait for them to come back again to give you results. So when you factor in the added time between all those steps, of course, many families would actually suggest the time is closer to doubling as they wait for the doctor to come back and tell them what's wrong. But that's not how the hospital looks at the wait time. They refer to that as total time at the hospital or length of stay at the ER. And yes, Patricia, those numbers are upwards of 5 hours, with Montfort averaging 6.1 for low urgent patients, if you consider the total time that you spend at the ER. Patricia.
It is long, one way or another. CTV's Stephen Keys reporting live for us tonight. Thanks so much. Well, federal public servants are bracing for layoffs as the Prime Minister looks to cut back on overall spending. Cabinet ministers have been asked to find 7.5% in savings for the next fiscal year. It has many concerned the cuts are doable, but not without consequences. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
I have a simple rule: spend less, invest more.
A new promotional video from the Prime Minister addressing what everyone in Ottawa is talking about, the call for big savings.
I will balance our operational budget in 3 years. We'll spend what we need to with the money we already have.
But neither Mark Carney nor his ministers are talking specifics about potential chopping block targets, with a new goal to save $25 billion annually within the next 3 years.
I'm pretty thorough, and I do my homework, And I'm going to do that before I have this type of conversation.
That $25 billion is a very large number.
The president of the Professional Institute of the Public Service of Canada wants to know more, worried about the possibility of cuts to jobs in Canada's meteorological service, warning of serious weather, for example, or food inspectors warning about food safety.
I'm really concerned that, it's not going to be just looking to find people through attrition. It's really going to cut deeply, and I think it really truly will affect service to Canadians.
So net, the actual number of public servants might actually stay the same.
Sahir Khan of the Institute of Fiscal Studies and Democracy does not expect immediate mass layoffs or impacts to services. He says it's more about reallocation to the new government's new priorities.
You're going to see public servants kind of have to go where the money is. So if your area is kind of getting de-emphasized in defense, RCMP, other areas, CBSA are getting emphasized, the money and the jobs are going to go there.
The call to Cabinet to find savings only went out this week with an end-of-summer deadline. We'll have to wait until the fall budget to get some serious specifics. And even then, this budget may not tell the full story. It's likely to be a multi-year exercise. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
And we do have extended coverage of the federal government's planned spending cuts over the next few years, how it could impact public servants. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, now to the story of an incredible rescue. A young moose that appears to be blind, found injured along the side of a road, is being cared for by a local wildlife sanctuary. The calf was found in St. Isidore, about 75 kilometers east of Ottawa, and is now at Holly's Haven Wildlife Rescue in Dunrobin. CTV's Natalie Van Roy is just back from Dunrobin with this story, an interesting one, Natalie.
That's right, Patricia. And Holly's Haven Wildlife Rescue is run by volunteers who say they believe the calf was part of a set of twins and was likely abandoned by its mother because it's blind and couldn't keep up. Now the facility is hoping to nurse the animal back to health.
Oh, sweetie. Hi, sweetie.
Meet Cedar, a young moose found abandoned in St. Isidore outside of Ottawa. The calf appears to be blind with an injured leg.
He's doing okay. He's definitely stressed, and he does call out, I think, hoping to find his mom. But he has been good for the staff to work with.
He was rescued from the side of a busy road earlier this week and brought here to Holly Haven's Wildlife Rescue.
Wandering around looking for mom, but unfortunately mom has been probably long gone by that point, because as you were told, moms usually have twins, and when an animal gets to the point where she can't look after both because the one keeps falling behind, well, nature has a way of dealing with that, unfortunately.
Cedar is eating and sleeping. Staff are hoping to nurse him back to health.
Ideally, we would be able to heal him here, get him in good health, and then transfer him to Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary that has amazing, huge moose enclosures. Hey, baby.
Next steps are getting a farm veterinarian on site this week to do an eye exam and an x-ray on his leg. For now, they're keeping Cedar comfortable in his new enclosure. Holly's Haven Wildlife Rescue staff say they were able to make a temporary enclosure for Cedar because of the generous donations from the public.
The public has already pitched in the branches and the items we need for his care, but what we're really trying to do is expand and have proper enclosures ready for these types of circumstances.
While volunteers keep a close eye on the young calf, there's hope that Cedar has a long, healthy life ahead of him.
And the best possible outcome for Cedar, according to those volunteers, is that transfer to the Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary, and that's located near Parry Sound. Now, that's if he's in good enough health after that vet visit. There's also the possibility that he could be put down, but that would be the worst possible outcome. Patricia.
I've not given much thought to what it takes to raise a moose. Obviously, it's a lot and a tough road, but we wish Cedar all the best. Super cute.
We do.
Thank you, Natalie.
Winter tire changeover is included. Of course, they're regularly maintained and serviced and cleaned regularly as well.
Well, coming up, a unique way to take a spin around town in a Porsche or Ferrari. We'll have more on a new luxury car sharing service. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. Rosewood is on the main stage right now, and lots of people really eager to see Lady Wilson later this evening. We'll have your weather forecast in just a bit. But also taking the stage at 6:15 is D.B. Cohen, an Ottawa local who is excited to hit the stage for the very first time in his career here at Bluesfest. Here's what he had to say.
When I first came here, you kind of daydream saying, yeah, I wish I could be up there showing my wares. So, 8-9 years later, it really is a dream come true.
And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. A hot and humid Thursday evening, but the good news is the sun is shining and no rain in sight for downtown Ottawa.
Taking a look at the roads on your Thursday drive home. We're not seeing anything too unusual out there on the Queensway. Slowdowns in the usual spots tonight. Well, every Thursday we want to put the spotlight on 3 good things happening in our city. We begin tonight with the return of a popular summer event. The Hope Volleyball Summerfest is happening tomorrow and Saturday at Mooney's Bay Park. Around 10,000 players will be competing. There will also be live music featuring Canadian bands such as Sloan and Hawksley Workman. The annual event benefits several local charities. Over the years, it has raised more than $4.5 million for more than 150 charities. Cars and Coffee is happening this weekend at Lansdowne Park. The growing event features collector cars, all while supporting the OSEG Foundation. There will be a diverse variety of colorful luxury vehicles on display during the 2-day event, including collector cars and rare vehicles. There will also be a Hot Wheels Kids Zone. It runs from 10 until 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Oh my goodness, love this. Nothing like dogs diving during the dog days of summer. The Cure for the Summertime Blues event is happening this Saturday and Sunday at Avalon Ranch in Renfrew. These impressive pups put their jumping skills on display, showing how far they can fly before splashing down into the water. Well, do you have a story for us to include in our 3 Good Things segment? Something light, happy, a community event, more dock diving dogs, other notable achievements, anything to brighten up your day. Send your ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca. Well, if you've ever wanted to drive a luxury car, this could be for you. There's a new car-sharing service in the city catering to upscale condo and apartment dwellers with the premium vehicles located right in the buildings. CTV's Peter Sperling has the details.
It's a new spin on car sharing. Lynn O'Connor doesn't own a car, but her new building has one she can use.
I recently sold my car because I used to live downtown. It was a lot of expense. So one of the benefits of coming to this building is that they had a car sharing program.
The company called Auto Mondial Shared Mobility has placed vehicles at select multi-unit residential buildings across Ottawa, where residents pay to access them.
I take it for usually like 12 hours at a time, and then I kind of have a good plan. So far it's been amazing.
What we do is we provide premium trim electric and gas vehicles for exclusive access by building residents.
Currently in 8 buildings, the company caters to upscale condo and apartment dwellers.
They're new, and we rotate them out of the fleet when they're 2 or 3 years old so that people are always getting a really nice premium trim vehicle.
The cost, $17 per hour or $62 per day, and that includes everything.
So gas and charging are included. We have insurance for the vehicle. Winter tire changeover is included. Of course, they're regularly maintained and serviced and cleaned regularly as well.
For some, like O'Connor, who uses the car sharing service once a week, the savings compared to owning a car can be substantial.
I think if you find that having a car can be a lot of expense, this is definitely a way to solve that problem.
The car located in her building.
So super user-friendly.
And everything is done through an app, from booking
It unlocks
to unlocking and starting the car.
Your phone is your key, yeah.
It's convenience and an amenity that can be a draw.
Well, we've done this in our building to add an extra amenity that's desirable for new residents.
How was that?
That was awesome. I love this car. It's so nice.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, it was another beautiful sunny July day in the capital. All kinds of cyclists out there enjoying that sunshine today near the Gatineau Marina, and it is the perfect weather for the first night of Ottawa Bluesfest. at least so far. It is looking good as we head back to Le Breton Flats. And Jackie, who is telling us that, there's very little chance of rain in the downtown core, because I've been looking at that 40% all day, wondering how that's going to affect me and others heading to Bluesfest. But you're feeling pretty confident right now?
I'm not going to say 100% confident, Patricia, but yes, pretty confident. I mean, much of the weather system has moved through, and yes, it does say about 40% chance, and that could mean that parts of the region could see it or parts of the city. But so far here, downtown Ottawa, nothing but sunshine. There is some active weather that is making its way just south of us here, and even a little closer to Brockville, may see some pop-up showers as well. A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for just north of Ottawa, Cottage Country, so parts like Maniwaki, as well as Wakefield. But we are keeping a close eye on this as well. Right now, temperature is sitting at 27 degrees, and skies are expected to clear out when Lainey Wilson hits the stage around 9 p.m. tonight. And then the conditions are going to carry on into tomorrow, where temperatures are going to reach highs of about 30, but with that humidity, it's going to feel closer to 36. And we are expecting to get at least 2 really beautiful days of sunshine. As we look to tonight's lows across the region, cooling out 16, 17 degrees across the region. So in the Seaway, 16 at Kingston, Pembroke, slightly cooler at 14 degrees, as well as Petawawa. But again, no rain in sight, cloud or clear conditions as well. There may be a couple of clouds coming in, but it's expected to clear off by tomorrow morning, where daytime highs are with the humidity is going to feel closer to the mid-30s. So really going to be a scorcher day, not just tomorrow, but as well into Saturday. Looking at this storm tracker, again, much of it focused just north of Ottawa. A little bit of isolated showers just south, closer by Kingston, as well as Brockville. And by Friday into Saturday, we did mention the Hope Volleyball Tournament taking place for Saturday all day. The conditions are looking pretty great as well. But then by the time Sunday rolls around, there still is a chance we could get some wet precipitation heading our way. Now, across Canada, higher than normal temperatures for the country, as the heat moving in from the Midwest is really affecting not just here in Ontario and Quebec, but also Atlantic Canada, with temperatures stretching into the high 20s, hitting even 30 degrees as we look towards Winnipeg. But look at Calgary, look at Edmonton, look at Vancouver. Temperatures are a little bit cooler, with temperatures feeling more like 14 degrees. So quite the drop that we are seeing for western parts of Canada. Now, today's weather is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. So mainly sunny, daytime highs of 30, sticking around well into Sunday and Monday. The humidity is also going to stick around. We're going to see a little bit of relief come Monday and Tuesday, and a little bit of precipitation as well Sunday into Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, if you wanted the heat, if you wanted the sunshine for this festival season, we are hitting temperatures of 30 plus degrees, and no better way to spend that than in here at Le Breton Flats, where we are joined by founder of Bluesfest, Mark Monahan. Happy first day of Bluesfest. How you feeling? Has it really sunk in, not just with the music playing, but with everyone here?
It will shortly, but yeah, it's just, it's great to see the gates open, people walking around, everyone's dressed up tonight. It's country night here at Bluesfest, so very exciting.
I did acknowledge that too. I'm like, wow, everyone in their cowboy boots and their hats, and I totally want to get some ahead of the Shania Twain concert on Sunday. But what is it? I mean, 31st a year for this here. We've seen it grow each and every year. What's new, what people can look forward to? We're always trying to have great installations here at Bluesfest. We created this new bar we call Casa Loco. It's a Mexican cantina. You can get a margarita, a cold beer, a nice glass of wine, anything you like. So that's a new thing in addition to the Crazy Horse Saloon that we had last year. But lots of stuff to do on site, including lots of music and lots of stages. Yes, and this isn't the only stage. You've got the main RBC stage, but there's also 2 more intimate stages also in these grounds. Yeah, so we have the River stage, and also we've got the Le Breton stage. So tonight, for instance, Father John Misty headlines over at the River stage, and we've got a great array of local acts here at the Bluesfest too. So come down, there's at least a dozen acts playing tonight. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Have a good time for the next couple of weeks. Again, 9 nights of wonderful music here at La Brenna Flats. Cardinal Official is going to be here Thursday. I hear Sean Paul. You've got Def Leppard as well as Daughtry. So lots of performances, including Shania Twain on Sunday. And tonight, around 9 o'clock, Lainey Wilson's going to hit the main stage. So lots of people keen for that, as well as this wonderful music festival that comes to Ottawa each and every year. Patricia.
Can't wait. Looks great. No Ferris wheel this year, but they got everything else for sure. Jackie, thank you. We'll talk to you in a bit. And coming up, we have travel tips from officials at Pearson Airport as we head into the peak summer travel season.
Tonight, the end of an emotional journey.
Part of the healing process is showing emotion.
How the brother of Terry Fox led dedicated cyclists to honor a heroic legacy. Later on CTV National News.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, CTV Morning Live, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business. CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Now, some other stories you need to know right now. Canada is responding to President Donald Trump's threat to impose 50% tariffs on copper. CTV's Stephen Keys joins us now with the details on this and other stories. Steph?
Patricia, Industry Minister Melanie Joly says Canada will fight against the tariffs, which Trump says will come into effect on August 1st.
My job as the Minister of Industry is to make sure to engage with the companies and to engage with the union leaders. I've started yesterday. I spoke with Glencore and I went also to Tech Resources. And at the same time, I'll be continuing my engagement later today.
Vancouver Board of Trade today, Joly said protecting jobs remains the government's focus in this trade war. She didn't specify which measures the government will take, but says she is speaking with industry experts. Canada and the U.S. are still working towards reaching a trade deal by July 21st. A note to anyone flying through Pearson International Airport this summer in Toronto, officials say they are ready for a busy few weeks now that summer travel season is underway. The Greater Toronto Airports Authority says it expects 11.2 million travelers to pass through the airport this summer. That will mean about 160,000 passengers on some of the busiest days. Officials say it's a good idea to arrive at least 2 hours before domestic flights and 3 hours before international flights. There was a slight increase in the number of measles cases reported over the last week. Public Health Ontario says it's aware of 21 new infections for a total of more than 2,200 since the start of the outbreak last October. Officials say the vast majority of cases are among Ontarians under the age of 19. More than 94% of patients who were hospitalized for measles were not vaccinated. The Cornwall Police Service is introducing its newest member. His name is Oliver, and he is a nearly 2-year-old Labrador Golden Retriever mix who was recently sworn in. Oliver is a trained service dog whose main role with the Cornwall Police will be to support those impacted by violence, trauma, and high-stress situations. The police service says Oliver is a beautiful soul who will undoubtedly impact the lives of many. It's a good-looking pooch. And a fun fact for this newsroom, Patricia, lots of people are fans of Golden Retrievers. I know that's a mix, but at one point between you and some of our other colleagues, I think there were maybe 5 Golden owners.
We have a bunch of them, yeah. I've got 2.
Yes.
One good one and one sometimes good one. You know those moments on social media when you find yourself crying with strangers?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that always get me when the canine unit or the service dog is retiring.
Yes.
Their job is done. Always so beautiful. Thank you for this, Steph.
You're welcome.
Like the prices of the tickets, I've noticed that the tickets I bought, like the seats around were significantly cheaper than what I purchased them for. So even better seats were going for much, much less.
Coming up, with summer concert season underway, many fans are raising concerns about fluctuating ticket prices.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll.
Well, if your favorite artist is coming to Ottawa or Toronto, you may want to be first in line to buy tickets to make sure you get a seat at the concert. But some music fans are finding out if they buy tickets early and prices drop, they could have purchased better seats for a lot less. Here's Pat Foran.
Kendrick Lamar brought his concert tour to Toronto last month, and fans were excited to see the Los Angeles rapper perform.
They put on a great show, so I was very happy that I went.
Brenda P. of Toronto is a big fan and wanted to be sure to see the concert, so the day the tickets went on sale, she bought 3 for just over $1,700. But as concert day approached, she noticed prices falling fast.
I noticed that the tickets I bought, like the seats around, were significantly cheaper than what I purchased them for. So even better seats were going for much, much less.
Leading up to the show, she noticed similar seats selling for almost $1,000 less.
What exactly did I pay for with my money if you're going to price them much cheaper later on?
She's like one of my all-time favorite artists.
Kyle Dawson of Toronto is looking forward to seeing Kesha play later this month. He wanted to be sure to get tickets, so on the first day of sales, he bought 1 ticket for almost $600. But he says not long after, prices started falling.
Shortly after I bought the ticket sales just plummeted in price.
Leading up to the concert, Dawson says he could now get a similar seat for just $113.
As a hardcore fan, I'm overpaying for what I could pay for now. I could pay for the same seat for a quarter of the price.
We're starting to see a lot of artists going on the road with these ambitious tours, unable to fill all the seats.
Music expert Alan Cross says it's a classic case of supply and demand. He says while some fans may want to blame Ticketmaster, he says the pricing structure is set by the artist, their manager, and the promoter. While it's impossible to know when the best time to buy tickets is, it also depends how badly you want to go.
If it's a big show and you know it's going to be a sellout, well, then you have to participate in the original on sale. If you're on the fence or you're having cash flow problems early on, you might want to wait.
Dawson says now he won't be so quick to buy concert tickets in the future.
I've held back buying tickets just because I don't want the same situation to happen again.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
A lot of people that come up our lane and they will stop their vehicle and get out and take pictures.
Well, coming up, why an Eastern Ontario farmer is bringing some unique cows to her farm.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
A big summer weekend in Ottawa. Time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off with the Hope Volleyball Summerfest. This is the world's largest one-day volleyball tournament and is happening at Mooney's Bay tomorrow and Saturday. It also features live music each night, vendors, and food trucks. Spectators are welcome, so grab the fam and check it out. Next on today's list, it's weekend number 2 of the RBC Summer Tournaments at Wesley Clover Parks, proudly supported by CTV Ottawa and Ottawa's Pure Country 94. This features the very best of Canadian show jumping, canine agility, there's local vendors, and more, including a kids zone. Tickets start at just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. And finally today, check out Cars and Coffee Ottawa. This is Saturday and Sunday at Lansdowne Park. If you want to see some cool, vintage, and one-of-a-kind cars, plus live local entertainment, local vendors, and even a fashion showcase, this is where you should be. Great one for the whole family. Of course, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check out ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name's Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
One local woman is bringing some unique animals to her Eastern Ontario farm, and while she's not necessarily expecting it to be a cash cow, her love for bovines comes closer to being about the beauty. CTV's Sean Barton explains.
Growing up on a farm, Christy Somerville knows a thing or two about cattle. Dairy, beef, she's seen them all.
I am obsessed with them, actually.
But one breed of bovine she's always wanted grazing in the fields, Texas Longhorns.
I'm not a follower in any way, shape, or form. I wanted something different that we could offer people around here. I just think, why not? They're perfect for the climate around here.
It's not a sight you often see in Eastern Ontario, but Somerville hopes that will change. Her new business, Porchview Longhorns, about an hour outside of Ottawa and Spencerville, is growing.
There's a lot of people that come up our lane and they will stop their vehicle and get out and take pictures. For the most part, they come to the fence. They'll come to the fence and see you.
Famous for their rugged look and strength, Somerville hopes to grow this purebred herd into a thriving business. She started with 7, some already sold, and 2 more arriving next week. She's offering them for sale to those looking for a piece of Western history. While the price can range, many go for 6 figures apiece. And the impressive horns can grow the length of a hockey stick.
I could look at Angus, I can look at Herefords and they're beautiful cows, but you turn your head when you see a Longhorn.
With 100 acres to roam, Somerville sees a future. The markets for horn, beef, and hide strong, but even without that, for this trained cow hand, just having these bovine beauties to watch every day is reward enough.
I'd love it to be a place where people from the States or people from all over Canada can come and find exactly what they're looking for.
Sean Varden, CTV News.
Well, coming up, game, set, nap. It looks like actor Hugh Grant's love of tennis couldn't help him rally enough energy to stay awake over at Wimbledon. We have some details on that after the break. Jackie.
Well, Patricia, LeBreton Flats is where we're at here. Bluesfest. Andrea, you are here dressed to the nines. I am loving this. Who are you here to see tonight?
We're here to support Rosewood Ave. We're Northern Ontario people. They're from Iroquois Falls, and we just love the fact that they're representing the North so amazingly.
Thank you so much. And hey, they're actually on stage right now. Check out this amazing view down here at Bluesfest. First night here. And we will be here for the next few days. Right now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is hot, it is humid, 27 degrees, but we love that the sun is shining in downtown Ottawa.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll. Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Transplant, Good Cop, Bad Cop, and 2 more episodes of Big Bang. And here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
Heartbroken. I don't know what else to say. It's shocking.
A disturbing update to what was initially thought to be an animal attack in Quadville. A 17-year-old charged with attempted murder and sexual assault after an 8-year-old girl was found with critical injuries last month.
Known that the 24th floor tower would become 45, which far exceeds what's the norm.
Well, some residents pushing back against a plan to build 2 high-rises in Gatineau across from the Canadian Museum of History.
He's doing okay. He's definitely stressed, and he does call out, I think, hoping to find his mom.
And a baby moose believed to be blind, rescued from the side of the road in St. Isidore, now being taken care of at a wildlife sanctuary in Dunrobin. And a final check on the forecast. All the Bluesfest goers want to know, and everyone else. Jackie out at LeBreton Flats for us tonight. Jackie?
Thanks, Patricia. From the view up here, more people coming through. No rain in sight. It's blue skies, sunshine, and fingers crossed this is going to last well into the evening. The good news is that what I can guarantee is that tomorrow, waking up, temperatures are not just going to be 15 degrees, but it will be mainly sunny conditions, and that will last for all of our Friday with a daytime high of 30 degrees, but it's going to feel more like 36 than Saturday. More sunshine, with lots of activities and festivals taking place this weekend. You will definitely want to be outside, but make sure to layer on the sunscreen and stay hydrated. By the time Sunday and Monday roll around, the humidity is slightly going to decrease. But again, what's summer without a little bit of this heat, this wonderful sunshine? And Stefan and Patricia, I just can't help but take in this wonderful view here that we have here of Bluesfest on opening night. And Lane Wilson isn't taking the stage till later.
I feel like it's going to be a little more packed when I'm there for Lainey Wilson a little bit later. It looks pretty good there right now. Steph, you are not at Bluesfest tonight.
No,
you are working
I'm
on
here.
the 11:30 newscast.
At work.
What are you working on?
Working on wanting to be at Bluesfest, Patricia. Yes. So we will be keeping an eye on the crowds building at Bluesfest. We will be headed back there tonight. It's happening as we speak. So just where Jackie was, we will send a crew later to see how those crowds build. We will be keeping an eye on the weather as well. Headliner Lainey Wilson will be on the RBC main stage at 9:30, and we are planning to be there, as I mentioned. And fun fact, just in case you guys hadn't heard, her fiance, Devlin Duck Hodges, used to play QB for the Ottawa Red Blacks. It was a bit of a brief stint, but he was here. And so that's her connection to the capital, and we're going to own it tonight. Get the news anywhere, anytime at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join us tonight at 11:30.
He was here. I met him. I had a chance to see him play a couple of times. Someone on radio today texted, and we were worried about rain for Bluesfest, and said, I'm all ready to go see Lainey with my duck yellow rain poncho, which I thought was clever.
Oh, that
cute.
is clever.
Finally for us tonight, always a treat to watch men's favorite Novak Djokovic over at Wimbledon. Everyone seemed to be loving his quarterfinal match yesterday.
Everybody engrossed.
Okay, everybody except actor Hugh Grant.
I love it.
64-year-old spotted asleep during the match. He was in the royal box, right in front of Queen Camilla, right behind Queen Camilla. Great for him. Best comment on social media, Notting Hill.
Yo, that is good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. I need to use that.
He's awake. I mean, it's a long day, right?
I know. I need to up my wit game.
Wrap up.
Notting Hill. That's me in church sometimes, so we'll nod off. Don't tell
Don't say
anyone.
that out loud.